In this video, we will focus on illustrating quadratic inequalities. So first, which of the following is not a quadratic equation? So if you can still recall the idea of quadratic equations, paano natin malalamang quadratic equation sila? Kapag this is in the degree 2 at kapag ang ginamit dito ay equal sign. So I have here mathematical sentences. So identify natin kung alin dito ang hindi quadratic equations. Okay. Another, this one, and this one. So itong mga highlighted na to, these are all examples of quadratic inequalities. So ito na ang tinatawag nating quadratic inequalities. Ano nga ba ang quadratic inequalities? So a quadratic inequality is an inequality that contains a polynomial of degree 2. When we say degree 2, the highest degree must be 2. The highest exponent must be 2. So tatandaan natin. And it can be written in any of the following forms. Ano-ano yon? So if you have ax squared plus bx plus c is greater than 0. So kapag nakita natin itong symbol na to, this is an example of quadratic inequality. But remember, hindi lang tayo dapat sa symbol nakatingin. Minsan kasi, greater than siya, pero pagdating sa exponent, naka first degree lang siya. So ang tawag lang natin doon ay linear inequality. Another form, if you have ax squared plus bx plus c is less than 0. Another, ax squared plus bx plus c is greater than or equal to 0. And ax squared plus bx plus c is less than or equal to 0. Uulitin ko, kapag nakita natin tong mga symbols na to, ibig sabihin quadratic inequality siya kung ang highest degree niya ay 2. Tatandaan, aside from your symbols, tingnan din natin kung ano ang highest degree. Dun lang natin matatawag na quadratic inequality siya. But remember, A, B, and C are real numbers and A should not be equal to 0. Now, tatandaan that your A should not be equal to 0. Why? If this is 0, then this will become your, wala ka ng quadratic term. So, ang mangyayari na lang, ito na lang siya. And that is only linear inequality. Okay, determine whether each mathematical sentence is a quadratic inequality or not. So I have here x squared plus 9x plus 14 is greater than 0. Is this a quadratic inequality? Yes, because of the symbol and because our degree is on the second degree. So this is a quadratic inequality because it has a degree of 2 and your a is not equal to 0. Why? Because this is 1. And it is written in the form of greater than. Another, is this a quadratic inequality? No, it's very obvious because the mathematical sentence is just a quadratic equation. Why? Because of our equal sign. Okay, determine whether each mathematical sentence is a quadratic inequality or not. Okay, so kapag binigyan kayo ng ganitong given, of course you have to simplify first. Okay? So, kailangan isolve mo muna ito. So, I have here 2x minus 3 and x plus 2 is greater than 0. So, we have to solve first. So, you will have 2x squared plus x minus 6 is greater than 0. Kapag nasolve na natin siya, now you can identify now if it's quadratic inequality or not. So, titingnan natin, naka-degree 2 ba siya? Yes. Ang a niya ba ay hindi equals 0? Yes. Ang symbol niya ay greater than. So therefore, this is a quadratic inequality. Another example. So again, you have to simplify it first. So I have here 3x squared plus 18 is less than 3 times the quantity of x squared minus 4x. So you have to simplify this first. So therefore, we will have 3x squared plus 18 is less than 3x squared kasi 3 times x squared, and then 3 times negative 4x, that is negative 12x or minus 12x. So therefore, We can now transpose 3x squared. So ipag nilipat natin to, 3x squared minus 3x squared, lipat natin ng ating a linear term, so ililipat natin sa left side, that will become plus 12x, and then plus 18 is less than 0. Okay, now, that is solved. So, 3 minus 3, that is 0. So, cancel na to. So, we only have 12x plus 18 is less than 0. Now, the question is this a quadratic inequality? This is just on the first degree. So this is just a linear inequality. Okay, test yourself. Determine whether each mathematical sentence is a quadratic inequality or not. Number 1. So this is not a quadratic inequality. Why? Our symbol here is equal sign. Another. This is not a quadratic inequality. Another. Okay, it's very obvious. Yes, this is not a quadratic inequality because our exponent or the highest degree is on the third degree. Remember that a quadratic inequality should be on degree 2. And the last one. So, this is a quadratic inequality because we are on the degree 2 at yung symbol natin ay less than.